One race to go then here at Snetterton this weekend. It's the second race for the Carbonate Hyundai Coupe Cup, the grid based on the results of the first race earlier on. Alistair Dendy leading from lights to flag in the first race, so his first win of the season. So he's on pole alongside the number 1 of Alex Kersley, Wayne Rockets number 17 and 87 Neil Hurren on the second row. Row 3, Lucas Taccini in number 28 and number 10 of Matt Mitter. Fourth row, Darren Banks and Eddie O'Kane, and they had a good scrap in race 1. Paul Lorry and Michael Evans on row 5. The sixth row, Johnny Rockets and Roger Owens. Row 7, Spencer Hirons and Becca Taylor. Kevin Sanford and hopefully Adam Jones rounding up the grid. Adam failed to start in the first race. Hopefully we'll see him out the back in this one. A little bit of a pause before we get this race underway because of a bit of clearing up needed around the circuit, some debris to be cleared away. Hopefully the track does not get too wet. The Hyundais are front-wheel drive. They should cope fairly well with damp conditions. Alex Kersley, double winner at Cadwell Park, looking to get back to winning ways. Give us a chance to thank all the volunteer marshals once again. They've got a fair bit of clearing up to do after that race. Thanks to all the marshals, also the medical staff, the recovery crews, and everybody else as well. I suspect the pause actually is because we're fishing Owen Hizzy and Mark Lee's Ginetta out of the field up there on the outside of Riches. I think Ewan has found somebody else to have a chat to down in the pit area while we wait for the Hyundais to appear on the grid.
Cheers, Dave. I had a little look around and I found Peter Dillner, double winner in the Ginetta. Great racing today.
Well, it was a great event as always with Britcar. This is my local track, so a little bit of knowledge helps. I have to say it was pretty dicey at the end there. It was lots and lots of spinning and not sure quite the dry line, wet line. And we're on semi-slick, so it was quite entertaining, that last bit in particular.
There was maybe a dozen slips in the last sort of 5-10 minutes there.
Yeah, there was. I was, you're going sideways and you're not sure whether or not you should go to the dry line or the wet line, but you just sort of feel your way. But some good close racing and yeah, a great weekend actually. Really enjoyed it.
Now you say you're local and that helps. What is the key to winning at Snetterton?
Well, it's actually quite a technical track, isn't it? Because you've got your at least 2 hairpins, plus you've got your tight corners. Coming onto the straights, and certainly in the Ginetta, it's not particularly powerful. So you've just got to get on it early, get the car rotated, and get it over. But as always, it's about a bit of track time, and I know. But this is where I did my first track racing, and so I think it just helps a little bit to know the nuances of the track.
Now, I just spot you got the Army badge on there. Just talk us through that.
Yeah, so I'm a veteran. So I many years ago, sadly, I'd like to think I'm younger than I am, but I was an Army pilot. I left. I've gone into industry now, into business, but I've still got very much an affinity with the Army. I race with Army Motorsports as part of the vet team, but more importantly I sponsor Mission Motorsport and support the work they do, which is taking injured, sick and wounded service people back into employment and get them out onto the grid. And so I wear my Army badges and Mission Motorsport badges with pride. Yeah.
Brilliant. Peter, congratulations, great weekend for you.
Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, cheers. There we go, Peter Dillner, double winner in the Ginetta here in the Britcar Trophy category. And I think we now can go back to Dave. We're about to go underway with the Carbonate Hyundai Coupe Cup with Toyo tyres to give it its official name.
Yes, thanks Ewan. Good to hear from ex-Army man Peter Dillon up there, racing with Army Motorsports. And the Hyundais are on their way to the grid. Owen Hizzy and Mark Lee's Ginetta has been fished out of the field. And we get the cars up to grid for Hyundai Coupe Cup Race 2, the final race of the weekend. Pole position is Alistair Dendy, alongside the new Coupe S3 of number 1, Alex Kersley. Wayne Rockets on the second row alongside Neil Hurren. I think Wayne said at the end of race 1 that Neil's in his old car. Explains why we haven't got a full livery on it yet. Third row, number 28 of Lucas Taccini with Matt Mitter alongside him. hopefully we will, as we say, have the full complement of 16 cars for this one. Alistair Dendy raced karts back in the 1990s and a few saloon races in the Castle Combe series in a Peugeot 309. Not a car you see about very often these days. 309s did race in the British Saloon Car Championship many years ago. Believe it or not, Mike Jordan, the father of Andrew Jordan, raced one briefly. 309 GTI never achieved the popularity of its smaller sibling, the 205 GTI, of course. Alistair Dendy then was out of racing for a few years. He came back into karting. He did C1s, Enduro car, and now back in the Hyundai Coupe Cup. He raced with, I believe, with John Winter in the Exit 13 C1 24 Hours squad a few years ago. I saw them at Rockingham and Silverstone. Their C1 was known as Brie. It's French, you see. These cars, though, from Korea, the Hyundais. Aha! I see Adam Jones at the back of the grid. He is there. That's good. That's the silver and red number 43 car. It's damp and slippery out there for this race. It's Kevin Sanford, another of our newcomers, the black car. There's Becca Taylor, the 120. It's a 15-minute race. Won't be too many laps of the Snetterton circuit because it's a long lap here. There's Johnny Rocket with the green mirrors and wheels as opposed to the pink ones on his father's car. There's Wayne in the 17. We've actually got all four models of Hyundai Coupe. Look in the top four on the group. We've got a Gen 3, an S3, a Gen 2 and a Gen 1. The Gen 1 was the Formula 2 rally car of the late 1990s. I think Kenneth Eriksson drove one of those briefly. I seem to remember. It wasn't a very successful car against the likes of Seat and Peugeot, though, in the Formula 2 World Rally Championship. That was an interesting era of rallying. Oh, look out, Alistair Dendy. Yes, it is slippery out there. There's only a green flag lap. Neil Hurren, one of a couple of ex-Toyota MR2 racers on the grid. Paul Lorry used to race those as well. There's Eddie O'Kane. I think he did MR2s as well. One of a few of John Winter's old racing friends, the championship founder and coordinator. Very much a firm believer in the ethos that motorsport should be fun. Hyundai certainly are great fun to race. The Hyundai team won the BARC 6-hour relay in Silverstone a few years ago, the team of cars. Now there's a confusing event to commentate on. All done via handicaps. Virtually need a degree in mathematics to work it all out. There's Roger Owens, Spencer Hirons, there's Becca in the 120. And the last couple of cars, Kevin Sanford, the number 21, there he is in the black car. Alex Kersley run car. And at the back of the field is number 43, Adam Jones, in the Jones and Company cast metal signs car. I have seen that car race in the hands of a few drivers in this series. Recognise the colour scheme there. I think that might be the car that possibly the ex-Ginetta Junior racer Will Tailforth had a spell in this series. I could be wrong. Up to the grid then for race 2 for the Carbonate Hyundai Coupe Cup in partnership with Toyo Tyres. Those Toyo tyres are going to be tested somewhat here, I think, in these wet conditions. Matt Mitter up to the line in the Value Racer Racing Club car. Referring to horse racing, but a different kind of horsepower here. Last couple of cars up to the line. Watch for Adam Jones. He qualified 4th for race 1 but failed to start, so we'll see if he can come through from the back. 16 cars in position for 15 minutes of racing, our final race of the weekend. 5-second board is held aloft by the marshals, waiting for the red lights to come on. Revs start to rise, waiting for the lights to go out, and off they go. Here we go with the final race of the weekend. The Carbonate Hyundai Coupe Cup gets underway here at Snetterton. Side by side, down towards the first corner between Alistair Dendy and Alex Kersley. Who's going to take the lead? Kersley around the outside. He takes the lead on the run through towards Riches. Neil Hurren's got away well too in the 87. He's up on the outside as they head down towards the hairpin for the first time. But look at the lead that number 1 Alex Kersley has got already. About 3 or 4 Hyundai lengths, but he's gone a little bit wide into the hairpin. Dendy's back there with him. Hurren is 3rd, Rocket 4th. Then Luca Staccini is in 5th position. Then Matt Mitter under fire from Johnny Rocket. He's made a good start, up from 11th into about 7th place ahead of Eddie O'Kane. As they make their way through Palmer's for the first time, just getting used to the wet conditions. It's quite different to their conditions for their race earlier on. And it's Alex Kersley who leads with a slightly different paint job on his car for this year. The red, white and blue, it reminds me of the old Nissan Skylines that race in Australia, that colour scheme. Michael Evans has had a moment. He's dropped back in the yellow car at the back. It's side by side for the lead as they head out of Agostini. There's the 43 trying to come through to the back. Alistair Dendy just about out dragging the number 1 of Alex Kersley. Has he got him around the outside? He has. Good move by Alistair Dendy. You don't very often see cars go around the outside there. Dendy clearly liking the wet conditions. 3rd place is Neil Hurren in the plain white car. He's a bit sideways as they come through Oggies. I think he's got wide onto the grass there. A bit tricky to see because of the barrier. And yes, he's lost 3rd place to Wayne Rocket. The leader is sideways, and what I said about him liking the wet conditions. He nearly lost it there on the green flag lap as well. Wayne Rocket in 3rd place. There's Staccini in 5th position, then Mitter, Johnny Rockets, Banks, O'Kane and Jones together. They charge their way along the back straights into Brundle. Neil Hurren running a little bit wide there. Yeah, that number 1 definitely inspired by the colours of the Australian Touring Car Championship Nissan Skylines from the early 90s, likes of Jim Richards and Mark Scaife. The Antipodean greats race those, and he's sideways there, Alex Kersley. Just holds on to it. Keeps the Lancaster insurance car, the Lancaster Bomber. Nearly lost it up the bomb hole there, staying ahead of Wayne Rocket, who's trying to go round the outside on the run through Coram. He's got the momentum and he's through, up into 2nd place. Late on the brakes though, he's sideways again there. This is more like rallycross than circuit racing without the muddy bits on the circuit. They're sliding about all over the place, terrific stuff. This is all allowing Alistair Dendy to escape in the lead in car 69. There he goes over the line, completes his 1st lap. Kersley is somehow still 2nd ahead of Johnny Rocket there. They both nearly, Wayne Rocket rather, they both nearly lost it there on that lap as Wayne Rocket fights back. The car dealer from Hampshire. 4th place behind them is Neil Hurren, sticking with the leaders. 5th is Staccini. Matt Mitter in the black car in 6th. And up to 8th is Adam Jones. He's gained 8 places, so he's halfway up the order already. Kersley defending as they head through the right-hander. Can the Lancaster Bomber catch the Unit 18 automotive car? The gap was nearly 3 seconds at the end of lap 1. Head through Palmer's. All good clean fun from the Carbonate LED lighting Hyundai Coupe Cup. And here comes Wayne Rocket. He's never going to go for the outside into Agostini, surely. He is, he's late on the brakes, he's done it. Oh, brilliant from Wayne Rocket, superb. Down to 3rd goes the Lancaster Bomber. He's got the all-white car of Neil Hurren behind him, then Staccini, Mitter. Jones is up to 7th, he's got ahead of Johnny Rocket, then Darren Banks in the red car, and then Eddie O'Kane rounding out the top 10. Becca Taylor's going well, she's up in 11th ahead of the experienced Paul Lorry and Roger Owens. Michael Evans had a moment on the 1st lap, he's dropped to the rear of the field, in fact he's pulled into the pits. Michael Evans, so the number 5 car I think is out of it. Wayne Rocket sliding about, that's definitely the most slippery part of the circuit at the moment I think, at Williams Corner. You can see the tarmac glistening in the headlights. Here's Matt Mitter under fire from Johnny Rockets. That means that Adam Jones is through into 6th position. one to watch here, the man from Bedworth in Warwickshire. There go the leaders. 4 of them still line astern. There's Staccini, and here comes Adam Jones. We said he'd be one to watch from the back. We're only on the 2nd lap, and he's up in the 6th position. 5 minutes of the race gone. Bitter chased by Johnny Rockets. There's Darren Banks, Eddie OK. Then a gap, we've got Becca Taylor. On the inside, Johnny Rockets, he goes through. There's a few cheers in the background there. I think that was the Rocket family watching on. Matt Mitter, he's slowing up there, he's lost momentum. Round the outside goes Darren Banks in the S3. Yeah, Matt Mitter's dropping back here, the number 10. Maybe not liking the conditions. Here's a group further back. That's Roger Owens on the tail of Paul Lorry, and Spencer Hirons up on the curb there in the navy blue number 65. Back of the field there is number 21 of newcomer Kevin Sandford. Michael Evans, unfortunately, out of the race. The 7th goes through. Lead gap is down to 1.8 seconds, and Adam Jones, not surprisingly, has just done the fastest lap of the race. He's catching the lead group. 2:36.327, fastest lap of the race so far. 43 car could be the one to watch here. They're coming up towards Agostini, the leaders now. Still Alistair Dendy, who's led every lap so far today. Alex Kersley down to 3rd behind Wayne Rockets. Rockets trying to pull away from the S3 Coupe now. And here comes Adam Jones. Up onto the tail of Luca Staccini. Runs his car in conjunction with Alex Kersley. You can follow his racing exploits on YouTube as well. More and more drivers documenting their racing via vlogs. Jones all over Staccini for 5th place now. Going up towards half distance. So there won't be many laps in this race because it is such a long lap here at Snetterton. Swinging their way through to the battle for 5th position. Still Alistair Dendy has the lead in car number 69, the man from Milton Keynes. Jones pulls out. Is he going to get through here? Here come the leaders. Dendy, Rockets, Kersley, under fire from Neil Hurren. Here's the battle for 5th. Jones up the inside, he's going through. Adam Jones 16th on the grid, up into 5th position by half distance. He's going to be up there with the leaders shortly, I reckon. He's the fastest man on track at the moment in the Gen 2 Coupe with the round headlights. So I think that's Roger Owens' old car. There is Roger in the number 26 behind Paul Lorry, so he's switched to an S3. It's Roger Owens' old car that Adam Jones is driving. Paul Lorry leads this group in the 51. This is the fight for 12th place. Spencer Hirons is in behind them. They're the 65 car. Alex Kersley on the attack, and Alistair Dendy has done the fastest lap, 2:31.53. So I think it's drying out there again. That was about 5 seconds faster than anybody else had managed up until that lap. So the pace is quickening. Rocket still 2nd. He's over 3 seconds off Alistair Dendy though. And here comes Neil Hurren attacking the Lancaster Bomber for 3rd place. 5th is now Jones ahead of Staccini. Now can Adam Jones catch our leaders? His last lap was on a par with them, but not quicker. There he is, the ex-Roger Owens car. From the short straight towards Agostini. Down the back of the paddock. Swinging around this long left-hander. Just being careful, it's still a bit damp on the track surface. Luca Staccini keeping up. He had a best of 2nd on his debut with the series at Cadwell Park, which was dominated by Alex Kersley. Kersley's met his match here today with Alistair Dendy and Wayne Rockets. Kersley and Rockets have been big rivals on track for a few years now. The driver that made a splash in this series a few years back was Ian Goodchild. The Devonshire driver came in and was a winner right from the off. Went on into GT racing with a BMW, if I remember rightly, for a few years. Also seen the likes of ex-BTC seaman Andy Wilmot in the series. Mentioned William Tailforth, the ex-Ginetta Junior racer as well. So Barbara Schilliker, Fab Babs as she's known, the Marshall turned racer, has competed in this series as well. Spencer Hirons is catching Paul Lorry. It's 12th place. Taylor's ahead of them in the 120 Cup. Here's Eddie O'Kane. The O'Kane Irish Foods Cup. Catching Matt Mitter, who seems to be struggling a bit. Two Gen 2 coupes. 4.5 minutes of this race to go. And it is still Alistair Dendy who leads. Paul Lorry a bit wide there at Nelson's. Towards the bomb hole once again. Roger Owens has got ahead of them. Alistair Dendy over the lines, nearly 4 seconds up. Jones has done another fastest lap, 2:29.787. There he is, and he's catching the top 4 now. Alistair Dendy leads by nearly 4 seconds. I don't think he's going to be caught here, but we could see Adam Jones get into the podium place. There's a bit of a lock-up from Kersley there. On false move, and Neil Hurren's going to be past the Lancaster bomber onto the podium. Rocket's still there in 2nd place. Where's Rocket Jr.? Johnny Rocket in 8th place behind Darren Banks now. That's in the 2nd group, further back fighting for 7th. Here comes Adam Jones, 43. On the inside, Hurren defends. There's Alistair Dendy into Hamilton's. This is the battle for 2nd, and I think Alex Kersley getting a 2nd win here because he's moving up to attack Wayne Rocket again now for 2nd place. Into the right-hander at Oggies. A short sprint up to the right at Williams into the back straights. 3 minutes to go. Rocket runs a little bit wide there coming out of the right-hander. Here's the battle further back. Paul Lorry and Spencer Hirons. Roger Owens ahead of them in the new S3 Coupe. 69 of Alistair Dendy though. Controlling the pace out in front. He's pulling away all the time. Into the bomb hole. Still Rocket in 2nd. Here comes the 43 of Adam Jones. Keep an eye on that. He's closing on Neil Hurren. Can he get through? Have a look as they come towards Cora. Close enough there. Get through to the left. Lucas Taccini's not far away either. There's the 6th place car. There's the fight between Matt Mitter and Eddie O'Kane. Mitter still ahead in 9th place. Eddie O'Kane closing up. They're behind Darren Banks and Johnny Rocket Jr. There goes the battle for 2nd place. I think we're on the last lap now. Less than 2 minutes left as the lead across the line. He's lapping in the 2:29s bracket. Alistair Dendy's just on a new fastest lap, 2:29.405. I think it'll be checkered flag this time. Still no change behind. Still Liner Stone. Wayne Rocket still looking safe in 2nd. Lead gap is now 4.5 seconds. Alistair Dendy is heading for a 2nd win. Now Neil Hurren is ready to attack. Here he goes one side to the other. Trying to take Alex Kersley, who's having to defend from 2 cars here. Adam Jones having a look as well. So the battle is on for 3rd place. This is going to allow Wayne Rocket to escape in 2nd place. Neil Hurren is not holding back. He's lunging here at Alex Kersley. He's not close enough there to get the overlap into Hamilton's. Towards the right-hander at Oggies, and Hurren's going to have to defend at the same time because Adam Jones is there. It looks like it's going to be a win for the 2nd time today for Alistair Dendy. Hurren drops back just a little bit there, coming out of the right-hander. Here comes the 43 of Adam Jones. Can he take 4th place somewhere? Can Hurren take third place away? They're moving up to attack Alex Kersley here. It's rare we see Kersley off the podium. Can they get him here for third place? Halted as they go into the left-hander, and Jones up side by side with Hurren. He's going to get the inside line for Nelsons. He's through. Adam Jones through into fourth place. There was a bit of contact there. Hurren nearly onto the grass. There's a little bit of rubbing there, rubbing bumpers. It's going to be a win for Alistair Dendy. Checkered flag will be at the ready this time. Ahead of Wayne Rockets. They're heading into the final corner now. Here comes Alistair Dendy. Looks as though Alex Kersley has done enough for third place, but it's a double win for Alistair Dendy in car number 69, the ex-John Winter car. The Gen 3 Coupe comes over the line to take its second victory of the day. Second place will go to Wayne Rockets. Third is Alex Kersley, just ahead of Adam Jones. Good run through from the back. Neil Hurren fifth. Sixth is Luca Staccini. Darren Banks under fire from Johnny Rocket. Looks like he's going to just hang on for seventh. And Matt Mitter holding off a slightly smoky Eddie O'Kane for ninth. Checkered flag waves from the start line marshals. Seventh goes to Darren Banks, just ahead of Johnny Rockets. And it will be Matt Mitter home for ninth, ahead of Eddie O'Kane. Next home should be Becca Taylor. She comes over the line for 11th place. Roger Owens will be 12th. Paul Lorry 13th. Spencer Hirons is 14th. And the final finisher will be Kevin Sanford. He's further back. Michael Evans, unfortunately, number 5, we lost into the pits at the end of the first lap with a problem. I'll give you the provisional results of that one. The winner completing 6 laps in 15 minutes 25.45. Taking the win ahead of Wayne Rockets, Alistair Dendy by 4.5 seconds. Alex Kersley in the number 1 taking third. And Adam Jones from the back of the grid, 4th place and the fastest lap, 2:27.624. So it did dry up towards the end of that race. Neil Hurren had to be content with 5th, ahead of Luca Staccini. Darren Banks holding off Johnny Rocket for 7th. The top 10 completed by Matt Mitter and Eddie O'Kane. Becca Taylor a good 11th, ahead of Roger Owens. 13th goes to Paul Lorry, and Spencer Hirons and Kevin Sanford completing the finishers. And as we said, we lost Michael Evans there with a problem at the end of the first lap. That wraps up racing from Snetterton today. Then we will head shortly down into Parc Fermé and hear from some of the drivers with our interviewer Ewan. Checkered flag waving for Kevin Sanford. He was quite a way behind there, but he makes it home. Well done to him. A chance to say a quick thank you to all our marshals and other officials. And we'll be back to sign off very shortly. We just got one message come in from Mark Chitty, one of the Hyundai Coupe Cup mechanics. Says, no idea why Mike pulled in, he went straight into the paddock. Okay, we'll be heading down to Ewan then for a last round of interviews down in Parc Fermé with our Carbonate Hyundai Coupe Cup drivers.
Cheers, Dave. Bit of a party atmosphere down here in Parc Fermé. We will try and speak to our winners, our top 3 in order. So a double win for Mr. Dendy. He's already got the champagne in his hand. Look at that. Double win, congratulations.
Thanks very much. Yeah, very happy. It was hard again.
It seemed to be in the latter stages drawing out. You got quicker and quicker.
Yeah, I found a few bits offline where there was a little dry spot, so I was just breaking into the dry bit, and yeah, I tried to just bang away half a second a lap and go from there, and it worked. And, 2 bottles of champagne to enjoy tonight? I'll enjoy them both.
Well done, mate. Great weekend.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, buddy. We'll try and jump in with Wayne next. Just speaking to our pit lane commentator. Might go over and see Alex Kersley, actually. Oh, no, we can jump in with Wayne. Wayne, 2 podiums. Fantastic weekend, yeah?
Yeah, pretty good, yeah. Not disappointed I didn't win because, to be fair, Ali was just on a different level today. Both races he seemed to just drive his own race, so we just didn't have it today for him.
And how about Johnny behind you?
Yeah, I'm not too sure where he can, but he's not too far back and he's smiling, which means it must be quite good.
At one point there, early in the race, He took a massive lunge at Alex and got him on that corner.
On the on round Coram. Yeah, and unfortunately I messed up the exit and he got me back. But yeah, you know, be brave or I made the move but just couldn't keep it, unfortunately.
Have a safe journey home. Well done.
Cheers, Ewan. Thank you.
Buddy. Cheers. Right, we're going to have a chat with Alex, who was in 3rd position. Oh, do you know what? Look at this. I love this helmet here and all the autographs here. They've not asked me to autograph it. I don't know why. Alex, congrats. Another podium.
Yeah.
Is that a good one? You look disappointed. I know it's a podium, but you want more, don't you?
I know a lot of people would be happy with that, but I wanted to go one up, not one down. I went backwards. But I kind of knew that's how it was going to go, really. But I just hope that I've done something that's going to give me that tent that we all look after.
And going into the next round, what can you do to get that next one?
I'm going to give it a damn good think about.
Because it's a new car, again, if people weren't watching earlier, a new car for you, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. I'm still getting used to it. I know they're not a lot different to these, but they are. So, you know, there's work to be done. But that's all right. That's what I wanted out of it. You know, something a little bit different.
Hey, mate,
and I got that.
It's 2 podiums. It's still a project. Good luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Cheers, mate.